And just a few minutes ago, the president was telling reporters that he's sticking to his 2-week deadline and making a decision on what to do with Iran. Scripps News White House correspondent Haley Bull is joining us live from the White House. So, Haley, the president said he's a peacemaker president, but that sometimes you have to be tough. What else did we hear from him?
Yeah, well, Stephanie, we know right now the president was within that 2-week timeline he set out to decide next steps regarding Iran. And the president just moments ago clarifying that a bit further, saying that 2 weeks would be the maximum time, saying, quote, we're going to see what that period of time is, describing it as a period to see, quote, whether or not people come to their sense. Now, he was pressed on whether he would tell Israel to stop their forces during this time. And the president didn't seem to indicate that that was how he was leaning, saying it was going to be hard to make that request because in his view, as he described it, saying somebody is winning. It is harder to do if somebody is winning. He said he might support a ceasefire amidst negotiations, but once more reiterating his view that it is, quote, very hard to stop. When it comes to the United States' potential role, the president did not give away many details, Stephanie, but did describe, in his view, the difference in capabilities, saying of Israel that they, quote, have a very limited capacity they can break through a limited section, as opposed to being able to go down what he said, quote, very deep. So this is certainly significant after President Trump met with his national security team earlier today, again, within this 2-week time frame he laid out this week, Stephanie.
Well, Haley, we've been reporting on the meeting in Geneva happening today. So how are foreign leaders viewing the talks that are happening in Europe and anything that might come from them?
Yeah, certainly a significant meeting. Iran's foreign minister coming out of that meeting saying that they are, quote, ready for diplomacy once again, once he said the, quote, aggression is stopped, indicating an openness for talks with the European Union. Now, President Trump also addressing these talks, not putting a lot of stake in them, saying that Europe, quote, is not going to be able to help with this, maintaining that Iran wants to talk to the United States, which follows the Iranian foreign minister's comments earlier today that did not indicate a willingness to negotiate, but the administration has maintained that the U.S. and Iran have been in touch. Now, this meeting in Geneva was with the foreign ministers of the EU, the UK, Germany, as well as France. And in their readout from them, from this meeting, they underscored that they talked about refraining from steps that would further escalate tensions in the region and finding a, quote, negotiated solution. The United Kingdom's foreign minister in particular underscoring urging talks with the United States, saying this.
We were clear. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and the E3 in Europe have been clear for many years that that cannot happen. We are keen to continue ongoing discussions and negotiations with Iran, and we urge Iran to continue their talks with the United States. This is a perilous moment, and it is hugely important that we don't see regional escalation of this conflict.
And Stephanie, Iran and the U.S. had been scheduled to have their 6th rounds of nuclear talks just days after the Israelis started their strike campaign in Iran, therefore derailing that schedule. So it remains to be seen what steps come out of this meeting in Geneva today, if any. Stephanie?
Scripps News White House correspondent Haley Bull live for us at the White House. Thank you so much.